Welcome to What the Tech. You know, we're the show that cuts right through the hype to give you the news you can actually use. So today we are looking way past the shiny rockets and the self-driving cars to dig into this really surprising human challenge behind Elon Musk's big move to Texas. And it turns out, building a colony on Mars, that might actually be easier than building a thriving community right here on Earth. All right, let's just dive right in. And really, who better to frame this whole issue than the man himself, Elon Musk? Described his super remote Starbase campus as, and I'm quoting here, like a technology monastery thing, remote and mostly dudes. I mean, wow. That one super candid line, it tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the big problem we're going to unpack today. So you might be asking, how did we even get here? Well, this wasn't some overnight decision. It's been a really strategic multi-year shift from California all the way to Texas. You'll remember back in 2021, Tesla made the jump, moving its headquarters to Austin. Then, you fast forward to 2024, and SpaceX did the same thing, relocating its HQ to the very remote Starbase in South Texas. Now these moves, they set the stage for a massive operational change, yeah, but also a huge logistical and, frankly, cultural challenge. And that brings us right to the heart of the matter. It's what's being called the significant other problem. And this is really where that grand, futuristic vision of building next-gen rockets just smacks right into the everyday reality of trying to build a sustainable community for the brilliant people who have to actually design and build them. Okay, so what is this significant other problem exactly? Well, it's actually the term Musk himself uses. He uses it to describe just how incredibly difficult it is to convince these top-tier engineers and scientists to pack up their families and move to a place where, let's be honest, their partners have almost zero local job prospects outside of the company. It's a huge, real-world barrier to both recruitment and retention. And this chart, wow, it just lays out the problem perfectly. See, this isn't an issue they face everywhere. Just look at the old SpaceX HQ in El Segundo, California. You're minutes from LA, a massive tech ecosystem, right? So the hiring challenge was low, easy. Then you've got Giga Texas near Austin. It's a big city, a growing job market, so the challenge is, moderate. But then look at Starbase. We're talking a 40-minute drive to the nearest city, and the hiring challenge is rated high. And why? Precisely because there are so few non-SpaceX jobs. It just brilliantly illustrates the kind of friction they're up against. And just to put a finer point on how remote we're talking, the nearest city, Brownsville, has a population of about 187,000 people. Now, think about that. Just compare that to the millions, literally millions, in the Los Angeles metro area. If you're a family trying to plant roots and support two different careers, it is a completely different world, no question. So you see, this isn't just some corporate headache on a spreadsheet. For the actual tech professionals and their families who get these job offers, this is a massive life decision. So let's actually look at the real-world checklist they're probably running through. So imagine this. You're an engineer, you get that dream job offer from Starbase. What's going through your head? Well, here's the checklist that your family is almost certainly running through. Number 1, spousal employment. Can my partner find meaningful work here? Then, okay, what about housing and services? Are there good schools? Is there decent healthcare, childcare? And then maybe the biggest one of all, community fit. Is my family actually going to feel at home in this place? These are the really tough questions that make recruitment so difficult. Hey, by the way, if you're getting some value out of this breakdown, do us a quick favor and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to What the Tech and definitely let us know what you think in the comments below. Seriously, we'd love to hear from you. Okay. So we've spent a lot of time defining the problem. Now let's switch gears and talk about solving this people puzzle. What's the actual corporate playbook for attracting and, just as importantly, keeping top talent when you've decided to build your campus in the middle of nowhere? Well, it seems to boil down to a 3-step corporate strategy. First up, step 1, invest locally. A company can't just drop a factory somewhere. They've got to help build an entire ecosystem. That means things like partnering with local governments to attract other employers. Step 2, this one's kind of obvious, but it's absolutely crucial, enhance incentives. We're talking robust relocation packages, housing stipends, childcare subsidies, the whole shebang. And finally, step 3 is all about flexibility. You have to maintain some hybrid or remote roles in other locations to hold on to the talent that simply can't or won't make the move. All of this, it really points towards what some people are starting to call a company-town future. So let's get to the bottom line and talk about what you should be watching for as this trend really starts to pick up speed. Okay, so here's the bottom line. It's all about this fundamental trade-off, right?
On one side of the scale, you've got the lower operational costs and that focused synergy you get from a centralized remote site. But on the other side, you have the significantly higher costs, both financial and cultural, of recruiting and then trying to retain a diverse, talented workforce. That's the whole equation, right there in a nutshell.
So how do we know which way this is all going to go? Well, here are the key indicators you should be watching for. First, look for the development of actual company towns, like that proposed Snailsbrook project. Next, keep a close eye on local tax incentive packages. Are cities basically paying for these companies to bring jobs? Also, watch for the rollout of municipal services. I'm talking police, schools. When a company starts providing those, it signals a major shift in the balance of power. And of course, the most important metric of all, the official hiring and retention numbers that the companies themselves release.
And all this brings us to our final thought for today. As these massive tech companies start building their own towns and really blurring the lines between employer and government, are we seeing some kind of innovative future of work? Or are we just watching a high-tech return to the company towns of the 19th century, where one single corporation holds all the economic and social power? This isn't just a logistics problem, folks. It's a huge question about the future of community, of labor, and of corporate influence in the 21st century. We definitely want to know what you think, so leave a comment below.